Konnichiwa, and welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese snacks and treats. Today we have two snacks to try from Tokyo Treat. So the first are our Agemochi Crisps. So these are rice cakes that have been fried and then seasoned with sea salt. Should be pretty good. I'm really curious about these. We're also going to try, these are our Truffle cheese bites. And it's kind of interesting because visually these kind of are making me think of like cream puffs, but the description is kind of making me think more of like brie kisses. I'm not entirely sure this is going to be interesting. They are apparently pie crust with a cheese filling. They're not telling me anything about what kind of cheese, and truffle is going to be involved somehow. I'm very curious to see how this turns out. I think this could be really pretty good. So with all that in mind, let's get started. Itadakimasu! Starting with our Agemochi Crisps. Ooh, they smell pretty good. I'm really curious about these. I think they're gonna be good. They smell great. They're really good. They're really nice and crunchy. They're just kind of puffy and you just kind of crunch straight through them in a very satisfying way. Uh, Flavor-wise, I mean, you get the grease and it's one of those where kind of like with Japanese potato chips, it's nice and greasy, but it's not super greasy. Like there's a little bit on my fingers, but not nearly as much as you might expect. And that's most of what the flavor is. You've got a little bit of salt, you've got the grease. Honestly, it really doesn't need more than that. They are quite delightful. If you get the chance to try, I would highly recommend. Those are really good. I like these a lot. So moving on to our truffle cheese bites. I like when I do things like this. It just makes it a lot easier. So we have 2 of these packets inside. It's going to be the best way to open these. Like so. I really smell the cheese on these. It smells pretty good. Though I do have to say, it's kind of making me think of those um, mini Ritz crackers, the sandwich ones with cheese. There's something about the cheese scent that's kind of reminiscent to those. All right. These are interesting. And they're not bad. I do think you probably don't want a ton of them at once. It looks like in the package here that there's about 3, because I see 2 more. Yeah. And I don't think you'd really want more than that. The flavor on them is kind of strong. And it's interesting. So you kind of crisp through the pie crust and then it kind of just crumbles and falls apart to that that cheese filling. And I will say it's definitely not the same cheese as that Ritz cracker sandwich I was talking about, but it does, I think, share a few qualities. It's not bad. I don't know what cheese it is. I can't tell. There's definitely truffle in there, and it kind of grows in right? It starts off very minimal and then just kind of the flavor lingers in a way that's kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how else to describe it, honestly. It's one of those where, like, I definitely want another one. I'll probably finish those 2 very, very quickly. Um, I'm not sure how many of them after that I would really want. Like, I might save the 2nd pack for another day because it is very, very strong. I think you definitely have to you really do have to kind of like the truffle to like them. I don't know, if you're curious about it, I think they're pretty good. I think it's definitely going to be a matter of personal taste. If you're curious, definitely go for it. If you're not too sure, if you're feeling hesitant, there are lots of wonderful things in the box, and I'm sure you'll be able to find something you enjoy. Gochu Sama. So to recap, we tried our Agemochi Crisps, which were really good. They're just, nice and crunchy and fried with salt and just if you enjoy that sort of thing, they are lovely and wonderful, and I really enjoyed them. Um, I it's it's different than a potato base, but it kinda reminds me it has kind of the same focus as, like, the original Lay's where it's the grease and the salts and the crunch, and if you like that sort of thing, they're really pretty good. I do like them so. We also tried our truffle cheese bites, which were very interesting. They had a nice crunch and then just kind of crumbled away. The cheese was pretty good. The truffle grows and grows. It's one of those where the flavor is pretty strong. Um, you're probably not going to want more than a couple of them at a time. But if you're curious about it, I definitely wouldn't hesitate to try it. They're really pretty fun. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Johnny.